For example, I live in Delhi, where the AQI often crosses 400, which is severe, extremely harmful. But in my house, in this home office, it is 3. The air, dare I say, in my home office is fresher than what you can find in Canada. Not everyone can wrap their head around the idea that emotions and physical health are deeply connected. Now, weak metal energy shows up as unresolved grief, sadness, or an inability to let go. You will find people with weak metal energy are often constipated, and that also signifies the inability to let go. No pun intended. So I'm doing everything I can to strengthen my metal element holistically by not just working on optimizing my nutrients and herb intake, but also my emotions. And that's how you heal from the root. In a body where energy exceeds stress, disease cannot stay. You can heal. Your lungs can heal. They want you to heal. It's a law of nature. You just need to give them the right tools and a little bit of love. And if you want the 28-day lung detox workbook, comment lungs down below and we will send it across. Think of your lungs as inverted trees. The trachea is the trunk, the branches are the bronchi, whereas the leaves are the alveoli. And just like trees breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen, our lungs breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So basically, we are mirrors of the natural world. And here's the truth. When your lungs are clean and strong, you feel calm, energetic, and clear-headed. But when they are struggling, you feel foggy, tired, anxious, even sad. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 5 holistic remedies to detox and strengthen your lungs and bring that natural rhythm of life back into your body. So let's just move on to the first remedy, and it might just surprise you. Did you know that your lungs aren't actually muscles because they don't actively expand or contract on their own? Instead, they rely on your diaphragm and intercostal muscles, the one between your ribs, to pull in air and push it out. And that's why posture and how you breathe play such a huge role in respiratory health. Have you ever watched a baby breathe? You'll notice that when they inhale, their belly rises. This is because their diaphragm contracts and move down, pushing their belly out. And this is called diaphragmatic breathing. This is called diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. As adults, we lose this natural rhythm, and over time, due to stress, we start to shallow breathe from the chest and not from the belly. And with time, our diaphragm weakens and our breath becomes short and inefficient. So here's a fix for you. Every single day, try out for 5 minutes twice a day. You need to practice diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. When you start to breathe like this, your nervous system calms down and shifts into parasympathetic mode. As a result, you take in more oxygen with every breath. And oxygen is the most alkaline substance known to the body. Now, the number one health principle I teach my students is this. When you have more energy than stress, disease cannot exist in your body. But when your stress rises and your energy falls, disease becomes the only outcome. So when your lungs are pink, elastic, and clean, you draw in more oxygen with every breath, which means optimal energy production or more ATP. And that prana or chi, it starts to heal you from inside out. And then you enter the green zone, which is the zone of health, abundance, and vitality. Now, most adults breathe 12 to 20 times in a minute. And here's something interesting. The ideal breath count is anything between 8 to 10 breaths per minute at rest. When you reach that number, you'll notice how centered and peaceful you start to feel. Now, for my dear subscribers, I've prepared a detailed guide on how to optimize your lung and respiratory health. In fact, it's not just a guide, it's actually a workbook that will help you detox and strengthen your lungs in just 28 days. And this is one lunar cycle. Only if you're willing to take action, comment lungs below, and I will send the workbook across to you. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel as this workbook is only for our subscribers. Now, in my holistic nutrition coach certification, I teach my students something called the 5-element framework chart, where each element, wood, fire, earth, metal, water, is linked to specific organs and glands. They are also linked with emotions, nutrients, and there are other associations as well. So if we zoom in to the metal element for this video, we can see that the yin organ are the lungs. I will explain about emotions later in this video, and you will find it very interesting, and how emotions, thoughts, and your health are all deeply connected. For now, focus on the top nutrients. Let me just zoom in it for you. The top nutrients are vitamin D, C, and A. So if you talk about vitamin D, here's the truth. You cannot get enough of vitamin D from food itself. You need to expose yourself to the sun. Ideally, it's best that you download the DMinder app and you expose yourself to the UVB rays that is highest between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So download the DMinder app and you will be able to measure your vitamin D on a daily basis. Make sure that you optimize your vitamin D levels. Now, if you focus on vitamin A is your lungs cleansing vitamin. Think of it as a broom that sweeps out mucus, old toxins, and waste from your lungs. It keeps your mucous membranes strong, smooth, and able to defend you. And the easiest way to get vitamin A is to drink a tall glass of carrot juice. Vitamin A is abundant in these two winter vegetables, carrots and sweet potatoes. And when it's winters, I want you to load up on carrot juice, add beetroot into it, and snack on sweet potatoes often. And the best part is that vitamin A is fat soluble, so it is stored in your liver. So when winter months come, make sure that you overload yourself with carrot juice, add beetroot, and then snack on sweet potatoes. This way you will build up your vitamin A levels, and in summer, even if your levels are less, your body will still be able to extract enough vitamin A from your liver. Moving on, vitamin C is another potent antioxidant shield for lung detox. It's water soluble, so your body needs it every single day. Include citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, amla, and kiwi. Or ideally, it's best to add a good quality vitamin C supplement. Now, the RDA, recommended daily allowance for all these vitamins, is not enough. You need much more than that. Okay, consider these 3 vitamins as gold for your lungs. Together, they act like a detox trio for your respiratory system. All right, let's move forward. Now, this one's obvious, but it's more important than most people think. You need clean air to heal your lungs. And I know sometimes it's just not in our control. For example, I live in Delhi, where the AQI often crosses 400. So basically, that's the overall index. And the number that you should actually be worried about is PM 2.5. So I checked yesterday's live reading for Delhi, and the PM 2.5 was 184, which is severe, extremely harmful. But in my house, in this home office, it is 3. The air, dare I say, in my home office is fresher than what you can find in Canada. This is because I had invested in a commercial high quality air filtration home system. So if you live in a polluted city, you should consider doing the same. In fact, you should do more and think long term. Try and travel every few months to soak in the fresh mountain or beach air. You need frequent breaks and spend time in nature. Nature heals, nature rejuvenates. Do not skimp on this. And in the long term, consider relocating, probably I'm doing the same, to a city which has cleaner air. Listen, folks, if you want strong lungs and therefore want to live a long and healthy life, take this point seriously. You need to figure this one out. Plan ahead, and within years, you could be living in a place with fresh, clean air. You can do all the pranayama and eat all the right foods, but if you are constantly breathing in toxins, your lungs will always be fighting an uphill battle. Right. Let's move on to the next one. And this one is deep and maybe a little unexpected. Not everyone can wrap their head around the idea that emotions and physical health are deeply connected. As a holistic coach and practitioner, this is something that I teach my students using the 5-element theory chart. In holistic health, every organ, as I mentioned in point number 2, has an emotional link. Now, weak metal energy shows up as unresolved grief, sadness, or an inability to let go. Think about it. Breathing is all about taking in and letting go. When we suppress emotions, when we hold on to resentment or sorrow, we literally hold our breath. Our breathing becomes shallow. We breathe from our chest, not from our bellies, as we discussed in the first point. And that grief, which is prolonged sadness, it sits in the chest, and over time it weakens your energy flow and specifically your immune system, your immune function. As you can see, immunity is one of the main associations of the metal element. Notice a few other interesting associations as well. The first one is the yang organ, large intestine. You will find people with weak metal energy are often constipated, and that also signifies the inability to let go. No pun intended. Metal element's gland is thyroid. Do you think it's a coincidence that women suffer more than men from thyroid issues? This is because in our society, they are the ones who, as compared with men, are forced to suppress their emotions and bottle everything inside of them, which then results in hypothyroidism, resulting in unwanted weight gain. So healing your lungs isn't just physical, it's emotional as well. Point number 5. These 2 herbs that I honestly consider nature's own lung cleanser, mullein and licorice. Licorice is also called, I think, mulethi in Hindi, if I'm not mistaken. Mullein is very potent. It helps loosen mucus, clears congestion, and calm irritated airways. Licorice or mulethi is soothing, anti-inflammatory, and even supports your adrenal glands, which is important because high stress leads to tight chest muscles and shallow breathing. I've been using this particular brand. If I zoom in a bit, it has main ingredients are licorice and mullein. Of course, it has other important ingredients that can help your lungs as well. As I said, I've been using this brand for many months and I find it really, really good. I use an infuser bottle and I add some amount and infuse it in hot water for 10 minutes before drinking it. Since my lungs, my immunity, my metal element is my weakest link, because you're as strong as your weakest element or organ. So I'm doing everything I can to strengthen my metal element holistically by not just working on optimizing my nutrients and herb intake, but also my emotions. And that's how you heal from the root. Remember this, your lungs are not just organs, they are your connection to life itself. And when you breathe consciously, you feed yourself with abundance of oxygen. You alkalize your body, which then maximizes energy production. And that energy, that prana, that chi, cleanses not just your lungs, but every organ in your body, every cell in your body. And in a body where energy exceeds stress, disease cannot stay. You can heal. Your lungs can heal. They want you to heal. It's a law of nature. You just need to give them the right tools and a little bit of love. That's it for this video. If this video inspired you, hit like, share it with someone who needs a deep breath, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-made, simple holistic health videos. And if you want the 28-day lung detox workbook, comment lungs down below and we will send it across. I'm Akash. Thank you so much for your time.